instead of de-essing, I've got just a little bit of a dip on some of the tracks, about 10, 11 kilohertz.
Yeah,
which is
that's where my resonant peak is on our vocal mic.
Exactly.
And I tried to tame it with an older plug of theirs. I think you told me to get it alloy, just like a dynamic thing there.
Yeah,
but
so right,
it does so much.
And that's, you can see like just little subtractive tweaks.
Did you find the low end cuts consistent across the song? What frequency?
Well, in general, I'm trying to get a little bit more kick just to get a little bit of body into
I say a little tiny boost below the cut.
Yeah, I always do that just to compensate for one thing for another.
I see, yeah.
If I'm going to give a boost, I'll usually cut below or above it in order to keep that boost from bleeding over into areas that'll get muddy.
Yeah.
So in fact, the average between the boost and the cut will almost be flat. In other words, as it kind of works its way over, the cut is...
What frequency is the cut at?
That cut is at 95.
Wow, okay.
And the boost is probably around 45 or 50.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is going to be the sub-octave of the kick drum.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So if we hear that one...
feel a little bit. So I'm just trying to keep it from getting murky. Yeah. How about on the very high? I notice you have a little bit of air at the top of it.
Just the top, again to compensate for the cut.
For the cut, okay.
So when I make a cut, I'll often, but we're talking really small amounts. That's 0.3 dB.
Okay, wow.
You see?
My goodness.
And in fact, and this one that's about 2.5. That's 1 dB there. So.
A dB out at 11K.
Yeah, and oftentimes I'm hitting it right around there, which is that frying bacon kind of sizzle. but you have it's a Neumann, right?
And there it's like more sensitive.
So he's putting a different membrane on it?
I think that's what he does. Thinner membrane, and it extends the low and high end.
Right. So depending upon the tightness of the capsule, but also the geometry, the dimensions. And also if it's a center tap versus edge tap, it will typically be around that 11 kilohertz range. And with some microphones, especially kind of the cheap Chinese mics, you'll get that, it'll be like a phase shift. It'll be a really sharp ringing and it's nasty. But in this case, it's quite musical and it doesn't need anything harsh. It's just really very minor.
Yeah, it's going to tame it a little bit. I'm always conscious of that little bit there.
That's all right. So you notice here, that's where it turns into yellow is about a 12 dB crest factor.
What is a crest factor?
The difference between the peak and the average.
Oh, okay.
The ratio.
Yeah.
And the louder you get it, the less that difference is, and you start getting into fatigue. So pretty much as soon as we get beyond about a 12 dB crest factor, we're pushing it. And so there's a few places when you hit a chorus where I'm letting it get that far.
So yeah, you don't push it hard, which is great. Yeah.
You'll see barely tickling your kick drum, like the 10th of a dB. So jumping really quickly to get a sense of the flow. Because it was quite soft, but it might be too loud. Not sure. I think it sounds really good.
has more like low end to kind of the drum and bass thing.
We're not hitting it too hard.
Okay.
Barely compressing.
Yeah, I see. It's barely still just on the kick bass.
That's more with the averages. Sustained drum and bass.
Yeah, it's more bass, guitar, and kick.
That's a little more of a dip in the reverb region. That's like the ringing part of the voice. Just a slight mid-range. It's really small. I mean, that's what an FTP.
This is what I thought might be tougher to balance out across the lows and highs. Sounds spot on.
All the mixes sound good.
Cool.
It flows beautifully. Same little dip. Adding more bass here, less dip. Same little dip around the 4/8.
Okay. So just keep it a little cleaner, as I said, for reverbing?
Yeah. This is an example of mixes that are so good that you could just have gain matched them and not master them. I mean, really, it's what I did is just the slightest bit of sanding, and I don't. Mostly, I felt that everything sounded so good that I didn't want to do anything noticeable.
Cool.
Because
Thank you.
It's all really good.
Thank
right?
you.
That's great. You didn't
All right, guys, this is the exciting moment when we're actually getting the master.
It's being created,
Woo.
rendered.
The big drama right now is whether to add the extra song on the end or not.
We still haven't decided. So we're making 2 versions, so we always like.
So this is it. This is the album, mastered. It's happening.
It's okay with me. It's alright.
So now that we're getting these masters, that means the whole CD printing process starts happening, the digital distribution, and deciding whether or not it's really worth it to do other things like vinyl. So we've got a lot of stuff to do when we get back to town. But it's great. This has been such a long time coming, and we're so excited to share all this new music with you guys. We also want to do more music videos. So lots and lots of Lovespirals going to be happening.